All right, Plato and realness, reality, representation. Let's dig a little deeper. All right, so Plato's concept of reality, his metaphysics, involves there being two aspects to reality. There's the intelligible world that we can access with our powers of reasoning, and then there's the sensible world, the world where the things that appeal to our senses exist, the things we can see and taste and touch and hear and so forth. And if we had to create a model for that, it might look something like this, that in the intelligible realm there exists beauty or justice or love, and these are existing in their pure, perfect, unchanging forms. And we have concepts of those things. We can think about those things. We can use our power of rationality to conceptualize what beauty is. And then we can go around and we would be able to identify the beauty in the things in the sensible world that we exist in. And we could even create representations of those beautiful things that we see by painting pictures of them or making movies of them. But you can see here in Plato's conception of reality, it begins at its highest level with the form of the idea of beauty or justice. And then we're able to access that aspect of reality using our power of reason, sort of like we're able to access the physical world that we live in through our sense of sight or our sense of hearing. That's how we gain access to the world around us, the physical world around us. And Plato says, yes. And the way you gain access to the non-material world that we exist in, this world of pure, perfect forms, is to use your power of reasoning. And then you'll develop this concept. You'll have this, instead of having the sight of a person sitting in front of you, you'll have in your mind a concept of beautiful or beauty. All right, now for Plato, all of this, everything that exists comes from the good, okay? And this is what he says. My view is that in the world of knowledge, the idea of the good appears last of all and is seen only with great effort. And when seen, it is also inferred to be the universal author of all things beautiful and right, parent of light and of the Lord of light in this visible world, the sun, and the immediate source of reason and truth in the higher world, the world of forms. So again, you can see for Plato, the easy thing to do is to go out into the world and look at the cat. The harder thing to do is to use your power of reasoning to conceptualize catness. That's what's going to take more work. Now think about, not with cat, think about justice or beauty. I can go and look at something beautiful and maybe I can even describe what features make this thing beautiful, or I can go and look at an action and call it just or unjust. But it's much harder for me to use my power of reasoning to grab onto justice in its pure, perfect form. That takes hard work. That takes thinking. That's the journey out of the cave, is to see the light, to see the sun. But for Plato, it would be not just to see the physical sun, but to see that the physical sun is just the representation of the ultimate sort of light that emanates everything that exists. All right, so here's another way of conceptualizing this. We're not here yet in this epistemology pattern, so kind of ignore what you see on the left-hand side here. We'll get to that later on. But we're right here in the ontological aspect of this. And ontological just means sort of like your inventory of stuff that actually exists, okay? So this, for Plato, right here on this right-hand side of the chart, this is Plato's ontology. This is Plato's list of things that exist in reality and how they are structured. So there's the visible world here, where we are able to see and identify the things in the physical world that we have because of the light of the sun. We can see images of particular objects, or we can even see the particular objects themselves. So you can take a picture of your friend, and that's not really your friend. Your friend is the more real representation of, or is the more real version of your friend, not the picture. So we see particular objects and images in the visible world, but up here in the intelligible world, with the force of reason that emanates from the good, we have these forms that exist in timeless perfection, in purity. and we have formal concepts of those things. So you can see here for Plato, reality is divided into these two aspects: the intelligible or non-material that we access through reason, and then the visible world that we access through our bodily senses.